Mack, you're starting a freshman quarterback. You have a former quarterback at middle linebacker, yet you're already 2-0. You've matched last year's win total. How in the world have you done it?
I should quit today. That would be the perfect thing. Go in and say, I'm going out the right way. This is perfect. I've had a great 2 weeks, and now we're out of here. Really proud of these kids, Brett and Matt. They've played so hard. They've done the things we've asked them to do off the field. They've really bought into the process. And the thing that they struggled with so much the last couple of years was winning in the fourth quarter. So we couldn't have scripted the 2 comebacks against really good football teams any better for this team's confidence. And I think that's what's really helped them.
Hey, Mack, when I spoke with your wife, Sally, she talked about how you lived and died with wins and losses. How will it be different this time in North Carolina?
Well, Matt, I hope it's different. So far, it's been 2 wins, and I've been able to live with it really good. So that's not an issue yet. But we've got Wake Forest this weekend. It'll be interesting to see if our guys can handle success because they haven't had this much success the last couple of years. And I've had fun with them. And Matt, one thing that I've done differently is I haven't died with every play right after the game. I'm still a guy that wants to correct everything on Sunday, but I'm going to enjoy the game after it's over and all the mistakes that we made. I can wait till I get home and watch the video. And in my past, I've been chewing coaches out walking out of the dressing room after a big win because we didn't do things right. And that's not the way to do this. You've got to have some joy in your life. And I can say I've really enjoyed the victories over South Carolina and Miami the first 2 weeks.
Mack, speaking of emotional games, you and I have talked about the 2009 National Championship game with Alabama. If Colt McCoy doesn't get hurt in that game in the first quarter, what's the result of that game?
Matt, I think we win the game because Alabama was so focused on Florida in the conference championship game, and we didn't play well against Nebraska in our conference championship game because I thought they came into the game not respecting us, and we were good. They had trouble with mobile quarterbacks. They had trouble with the offense that we were running. So I thought the script was perfect that night for us. And a lot of fans have asked me that, especially Texas fans. And the truth is, when people get hurt, you got to have somebody else ready to play. Garrett Gilbert came in and still gave us a chance to win, but we had 4 turnovers, and that's why we ended up losing the game.
You spent 16 years at Texas. You know the expectations well. What is Tom Herman going through this week after that tough loss to LSU?
They usually get on you after you win. So that's the tough one. It's a little bit easier to enjoy wins here right now with the expectations being lower than it is for Tom. But Tom's done a great job. He's got tremendous players in there. Recruiting's on the upswing. He beats Georgia last year in the Sugar Bowl. So that means they're back. That means that they should have beaten LSU in their minds. And that's what Tom's facing. He's fighting expectations. But now, after losing to LSU, and it was looked like a great game with a lot of great players in there, it gives him a chance to go back now and have a chance to win the rest of the games because he had a chance to win against one of the best teams in the country. So they can take this thing and really turn it into a positive, and I'm sure Tom will do that.
So, Mack, in 5 years, you've had multiple offers to be head coaches of Power 5 programs. Why North Carolina, and why now?
Matt, I think the biggest thing is that, number one, I was healthy. I had my energy back. I could tell that I was watching every game with passion, and I missed it. So I felt like that this is a school that I loved. We had familiarity here. Sally wanted to move back here at some point, maybe anyway. So this was probably the only job we would have taken. I know that sounds like an easy thing to say since we're here. But we turned down some other ones. We talked to a few other ones, but really and truly, I think for both of us, this was the perfect fit. And because we have familiarity here, the transition's been so much easier with our boosters and with our friends and with the university, the high school coaches in the state, than it would have been anywhere else for me.
Mack, not a lot of people know you were an athletic director at Tulane for 4 years. I hate to ask, but have you been contacted for the USC athletic director position?
I'll have no comment.
Okay, Mack, we're gonna wrap this up. I have 4 final questions for you. What is your favorite word?
Passion.
What's your least favorite word?
No.
If you were not a coach, what profession would you like to try?
I'd love to be a lawyer because I think it'd be so cool to try a case in front of a jury.
And finally, when you get to heaven, what would you like to hear God say to you?
I'd like for God to say, my gosh, that was a great win over Wake Forest this weekend, Coach.
Spoken like a true coach.
Thank you, Mack.
Thanks, Mac.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on. You two are great for college football.